So let's talk about debt. If you're dealing with it, you know, it can feel like this massive weight on your shoulders. It's stressful, right? It can feel super complicated. But here's the thing I really want you to hear. You can absolutely beat this. It is a conquerable challenge. And in the next few minutes, we're going to walk through a clear, step-by-step plan to help you do just that. You know that feeling of just being crushed by it all? Maybe even a little bit hopeless? Yeah, that is completely 100% normal. And that's exactly why we're here. We're going to break down a simple, super effective path to get you out from under it. Seriously, you are so not alone in this. So many people are in the same boat. What we're going to do here is lay out a really clear, straightforward path. No confusing jargon, just real, actionable steps so you can take back control of your money. Okay, so our journey starts with what is, without a doubt, the most crucial step of all, facing your financials. And look, this part might be a little tough, but getting brutally honest with your numbers, that is the foundation for everything that comes next. You can't really attack your debt until you know exactly what you're up against, right? So first things first, grab your statements or log in online and just list it all out. I mean, everything. The name of each creditor, the total balance, and this is super important, the interest rate, the APR. And please don't estimate. We need the exact numbers here. And listen, this step isn't about making yourself feel bad. Not at all. This is about empowering yourself. The moment you get all of this down on paper or in a spreadsheet, you're putting yourself back in the driver's seat. For maybe the first time, you'll see the entire picture. And trust me, that clarity, that's power. Okay, so once you know exactly what you owe, you need a game plan, a strategy. And there are two main, really effective strategies that people use all the time. They're called the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. Let's break them both down. So this brings us to a really fascinating choice, and it's basically psychology versus math. The snowball method, that's all about your brain's reward system. It's designed to give you these quick, motivating wins that build momentum. The avalanche method, on the other hand, well, that's the cold, hard, financially perfect choice. So one is all about behavior, and the other is all about the numbers. So with the snowball, you're laser focused on knocking out those smallest debts first and fast. And when you pay one off completely, wow, it gives you this powerful psychological boost. It's like a real dopamine hit. You actually see the progress happening, and it feels amazing. Then you take the payment you are making on that debt, and you roll it onto the next smallest one. This creates this snowball of cash that just gets bigger and bigger, and that momentum is what keeps you fired up for the long haul. Now, the avalanche. This one is pure, uncut logic. With this method, you attack the debt with the highest interest rate first. Why? Because that's the one that's costing you the most money. It's where compound interest is just eating you alive. Now, progress might feel a little slower at first, especially if you're tackling a really big balance. But make no mistake, this method will save you the most money and interest over time. Period. End of story. So what's the bottom line here? The crucial point is this. There is no single best method for everybody. It just doesn't exist. You have to ask yourself, what motivates me more? Seeing progress fast, or knowing I'm saving the absolute most money I can? The right choice is the one you'll actually stick with. All right, so you've got your list, you've picked your strategy. Now the fun part. How do we put this whole thing into hyperdrive? Let's look at a few tools that can get you to that debt-free finish line even faster. Okay, check this out. This is where you can see the unbelievable power of making extra payments. Let's say you have a $5,000 debt at a pretty high interest rate. If you only pay the minimum, it could take you 27 years to pay it off. 27 years. That's insane. But what if you had an extra $100 a month? Just $100. Guess what? You're done in 4 years. 4! That's a staggering difference. You're literally saving over 2 decades of your life and thousands of dollars in interest. Okay, here's a pro tip for you. This one might feel a little scary, but it is surprisingly effective. Just call your credit card company and ask for a lower interest rate. That's it. I mean, what's the worst they can say? No? And get this, you might be surprised to learn that about half, 50%, of the people who actually ask for a lower rate get one. Think about that. A single phone call could literally save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. It is so worth the shot. Of course, probably the fastest way to really accelerate your payoff is to just throw more money at the problem. And you know what? Even an extra couple $100s a month from a side hustle can be a total game changer. Just think about it for a sec. An extra $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. For a lot of people, That could completely wipe out an entire credit card. Okay, so this brings us to a really important part of the journey, one that's just as critical as all the numbers and strategies we've talked about, and that's your mindset. Because let's be real, paying off debt, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and you have to win the battle that's going on inside your own head. You see, debt isn't just a financial problem. It's an emotional one, too. It's heavy. It creates so much stress and anxiety. It can make you feel ashamed, isolated, and it fosters this scarcity mindset where it feels impossible to think long-term because you're just focused on getting by. Acknowledging that this is real is the first step to overcoming it. So, how do you stay in the fight when it gets tough? First, you gotta define your why. I mean, really define it. Why are you doing this? Is it for a down payment on a house? Is it just for peace of mind? Whatever it is, keep that reason front and center. And then, you have to celebrate the small wins. Every time you pay off a card or hit a milestone, celebrate it. Track your progress visually so you can actually see those balances shrinking. And finally, find someone to tell, an accountability partner who will cheer you on. Okay, we've covered the lay of the land, we've talked strategy, and we've dug into the mindset. Now let's pull all of this together into a concrete action plan that you can literally start today. But wait, before you go all out throwing every spare penny at your debt, you need to do this one thing first. It's critical. You need to build a starter emergency fund of about $1,000. Why? Because when the car inevitably breaks down or the dishwasher decides to flood the kitchen, this little cushion of cash will keep you from having to reach for a credit card and undoing all your incredible progress. And here it is, your roadmap to freedom. Step 1, make that complete debt list. Get that clarity, take back control. Step 2, choose your method, Snowball or Avalanche. What works for you? Step 3, dig into your budget and find that extra cash. Every single dollar counts. Step 4, automate everything. Set up your payments so you never miss one and you're always consistent. Step 5, track your progress visually. Use an app, a chart, whatever works. Just watch those numbers go down. And finally, step 6, and this is a big one. Don't forget to celebrate your wins. This is what's going to fuel the rest of your journey. Look, this whole journey, this entire path to financial freedom, it all boils down to one simple thing: a decision to start. That first step could be as simple as making that debt list tonight. Or maybe it's finding an extra $50 in your budget this month. It doesn't have to be huge. So, the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?